Hello and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT is here for starting up in today's live summon event in the Crew 2. It's going to be a Caboom moment to start out in capital C instead of the K. Continue when we last left off on Urban Jam, where the start of Season 9 goes on to have taxicab vehicles will be featured for the introduction. All events, excluding skills, to be featured with the same vibrant color filter as seen in previous summons like Cartoon, World Raby Rabbits, and Candy Rush. For only 5 vehicles, including a Proto HuP One Marcos cab to be on loan, with the exception of one event goes over to be in the mixed event. 3 skills will be going over to have 2 land-based, and water-based will have to go on to have a lot of good crazy moments whenever we have to go zany to the max. But also giving a good definition quote from Animaniacs. Those are the facts, viewers. That's how we're about to be ready to go on to have a nice cartoon themed summon. Is going to be a lot of good crazy moments. If you're new to my YouTube channel, go and click the subscribe button and leave a like and comment at the section down below, and check out the links on the description if you really want to see more. Feel free to enjoy anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the live summon event, and let's begin. So I really might need 2 classic cars to be eligible to be required for the bundle event, in 20% discount at $591,359 is available at the purchase. For somehow that I have 1 vehicle, including the Marcos cab service vehicle of the Ford Crown Victoria, and there's going to be quite giving a good requirement for only 1 Porsche, is the 911 Carrera 4S Type 992 in the 2020 model, labeled in the street race discipline in 450 horsepower at the top speed of 190 miles per hour. So this one is a very good choice of the vehicle that I have early purchased, along with the Porsche vehicles goes in by having a 3-car bundle with the same brand. Next up, we have a 935 2.0 Coupe with the title Baby in a year model of 1977, labeled in the touring car discipline of 380 horsepower in the top speed of 167 miles per hour. Perfect classic race car, and exclusively used in the serial jumpers in the sprint race for the touring car discipline, goes on to have a lot of good clean racing and also doing some stunt jumps. But we already got the Ford Crown Victoria to be labeled as a service vehicle for Marcos Cab Company. This car could be quite needed for the event. And next up, for the last, is the Cadillac Coupe de Belly 1949. Looks classic and very good style to be as a late 40s to be in the street race discipline. 160 horsepower and 100 miles per hour to be in the top speed. But this car looks old school to us, and we're about to be entered in for having a nice good vehicle to be moved forward onto the 1950s. 2 cars whenever I might need it, and purchase will be at confirmed. For more climbing up onto the Platinum and Hypercar season, rank 6,760 place is now going to be on the million points to be racking up. So now I got 4 rewards will be ready to collect, and also for the Mazda RX-7 will be added up onto some currency bucks to be added with some bonus. Okay, viewers, here we go, and we got some 4 rewards, including a Groovy Smoke Epic to be on the gold, and a Marcos cab service vehicle of the Proto HuP One to be on the platinum. Now we got 6 events comes in to have 2 stunt events from the agency. 3 skills will be going in to have 2 land-based and water-based vehicle will be doing some solemn and times the escape. So gonna have to go over on to Financial District, will be automatically choosing for the hypercar. Gonna have to turn around because it's a one-way road. Now, let's see how I could probably have to figure it out to make a good route. Just gonna have to go over on to the next left. I bet I could probably have to use the avenues will be doing a good advantage. So let's get in there, drive away. Just gonna have to go over and take that good suitable main approach. Time to go faster in style. So that's how using the main avenue in Manhattan is actually turns out to do the best straightaway to do some drag race. But however, it could be quite possible to choose any kinds of vehicles. But luckily the traffic is going to be quite giving a little bit more normal to be light. Gonna have to keep up the yards. The red zone is coming in. Almost there, just gonna have to stay in the middle of the Avenue Road. Come on, just gonna have to climb up onto 6,000. Close call. Gonna have to get a good clear pass overtake onto the traffic cars, and there goes. Added by 183 to be in the 6,000 range, and here comes for the first main outcome to be in the summary. Okay, not a problem. Maybe I could probably have to go again. Close enough to be far handled around in Manhattan. Alright, now let's try again for attempt number 2. I have to make sure to do the main route instead. That's going to be giving a one-way ticket. We'll have to leave Manhattan to be quite good in use for the hypercar. Gonna have to boost them up. Taking the main quarter-mile distance towards Times Square. Here it comes. Gonna have to take the left side. Right here. Okay, that's more like it. And this time, I could probably have to use this avenue. Very good. Stay faster and keeping a good main distance eyes check if I could probably have to get over onto the bridge. Just like last time, onto the different escape to be in the starting point at Central Park. However, it would be quite good to have that main avenue we'll have to stay over. Okay, there we go. Looks like so far so close to be reached up by 7,000. Now let's see for the activity performance. 60,000. Maybe I could probably have to mark for check to do some follow-up catch-up. Gonna have to go off the road for the off-road escape. Taking place in Sequoia Forest. Very good. Now for a different location, it's gonna be going off the road to take that trail. But I bet it was definitely might be going in for having a good clear terrain, or it's gonna be on the mountains. We've been there before. Maybe we could probably have to go again. So I could probably have to stick with my hypercar of the Bugatti Depot instead. So let's get in there and beat the most hardest distance. If I could probably have to drive away, it's gonna get a little bit harder. Keep it steady. The handling is gonna be quite very tough to be on the off-road. Boost them up. There you go. Main objective complete. Keep going at it. I know this is definitely might be having a different role of a Looney Tunes. Ah, great. Come on. Keep it up. Gonna have to get past through. There you go. Gonna have to keep driving away until the red zone is about to touch me. Alright, looks like 3,155 yards. Very good. And let's see the outcome. So close. Just gonna have to go again for the second attempt.
1 minute later.
Okay. Attempt number 2. Don't fail me now. Just gonna have to unleash the full nitro temporarily and enter the gate. Drive away as fast as I can. Clear weather. Good as bright. Now, I hope the ghost car really gonna have to do this. Just slow and do the maintain. There you go. Make a good clear passage. Keep it slow. Try not to get hit by the rocks or trees. Gonna have to jump right in. There you go. Right at the good respawn. That's the ticket. My record just barely made a good beating. And voila! 3,842 yards. Perfect, well achieved from the previous live summit. And there you go, 100,000 points, just the way I ever wanted. Clearly, if I could probably have to try again to go back over onto Financial District in New York City, but anyway, just gonna have to go over onto San Francisco to be an asylum on water-based vehicle. So let's go over on to SF, viewers. Grab your powerboat, depends to be using on jet sprint to be determined. So it's going to be quite good to be going over onto the harbor. Is going to have to do the same thing. But it looks very cool and giving some same thing. We'll be doing some deja vu all over again. Unlike any other different live summit. Okay, there's one reward unlock. Yes, 2,000 crew credits. Gonna have to add this one, so I could probably have to purchase onto the premium bundle. But it's not enough. But if I could probably have to use some of my own cash to get some more crew credits. I'll have to make sure if I could probably have to get back to do some more events to catch up with some more points to be added with some 100,000. Okay, let's go over onto the powerboat. Check performance. Offshore Mark II. I'm about to choose you and get ready to set sail and master through the gates. Alright, let's get it on. Done this once, and I'm about to done this again twice. Slow and steady, keeping up by having a good pressure pace. Luckily, the score breaker is going to be my own lucky charm. Almost there. Just going to have to master that course, and it's all set and good to go. Ten seconds left. Gonna have to hurry up. 3 seconds. Come on, and checkpoint to be at the finish line. 27,265 points. Now that's more like it. One good powerboat makes a good rarity to do the same. Well, it's definitely might be quite brilliant to do the same thing onto the same area for the powerboat disciplines. So once again, folks, if I could probably have to go back over onto Financial District, that would be quite giving a good clear distant time if I could probably have to go over to do one time, and then 6 events will be ready to go by having one good secret surprise to have 5 cars with some taxi style related to. And also, except for only one touring car discipline, will be not part of it. That's how the secret surprise is going to be quite giving the patient time. We'll be going over onto the full review. Okay, looks like my Corvette C7 Stingray Group 4 version is definitely might be giving it automatically select. Time to go back over onto the White Star. Filters again. Deselect the powerboat and hypercar. Okay, viewers, I'm about to have a rematch like never before to do the different way. After spending a few minutes, if I could probably have to come up with a different strategy plan, but looks like snow time is about to come in, folks. So let's get in there and take the third attempt. It's going to be quite very challenging. We'll do the risk. Time to go drive away. entered the gate, reached over to be on the main ejected. If I could probably have to go faster onto the maintained pace without getting hit by traffic cars. Doing the same route, taking the main destination to go over onto Times Square. Slide left, quickly in, slow it down, and pass through onto the sidewalk. Wait for the nitro to do a little bit more standby. Use it for temporarily. Almost there. So I hope I could probably have to put up with a new clip after I competing for the touring car discipline. But yeah, I'll make sure you guys really want to have to try it out to compete, to be starting out onto some racing discipline to be on a sprint race. But still gets a little bit further. There you go, that's the ticket. And there's the red zone, and getting a little bit caught in the compromise. 8,370 yards. Perfect and well achieved to be in the snow. Almost there. Almost to be at the 100,000 points for only a few more points to go to be in the 10,000 range. 3 skills are nearly towards once again, and I'm about to be ready to compete 6 events for only 5 street race discipline, and a touring car is already marked for the check. So I've been there one time since putting up a new clip is going to be giving a fresh start, but an error was actually turned south by the interruption. But not to worry folks, a fresh one is now on the way to be putting up with some progress. It's actually going to be well featured for doing the part of the segment. So it's all set to be in the performance level at 320 in a top speed of 248 miles per hour, 600 horsepower is all raring to go. Now let's do this. It's going to get a lot of good excitement out there to change the condition from the high definition into a cartoon different like style like never before. We'll be on the roll. Let's take the first jump.
I'm sending happy winning thoughts.
Heyo! First jump and doing some good power slide technique. How awesome if I could probably have to go again for this course folks. That looks so zany for the touring car discipline. We'll have to go to the max. Now for the strategy, if I could probably have to go and beat my lap time, it's going to be quite very challenging. Keep it up and take some several jumps and go over by the pace. Checkpoint clear. Go and jump through the rails. Very good. Well balancing, handling work. Alright. Thank you, Nitro Chemist. Way to keep it up by having a good charm. It's gonna get a little bit nearly there, folks. Time for the shortcut. Alright. Very good grip technique. Now it's time to take a good look at the interior view. Looks very classic in the 70s model to have a racing version of the Porsche 935, but it was definitely also to be titled as a baby, that what Porsche designers actually calls it. But it looks very cool, and giving a good childlike vehicle was actually to be labeled as a competition race car. But here comes the jump. Gonna have to pass through and fly around. Whoa! No matter how this course it actually turns out to become intense, gonna have to stay focused onto the highway. There you go, all clear. Now gonna have to slow down quick, take the right turn, stay over onto the main road without taking a single jump. Save it for later, 2 times the jumps. Gonna have to be a little bit patient. And there you go. Taking some good midair. Handling in. Checkpoint clear. Right turn to be sliding course. Okay, boost them up. Now for the inside, like doing the apex. But the sound may be quite brilliant to have a good Porsche 935 Turbo was actually to be well capable. And now for the final stretch. This is it. Finally made it on time and record set to be achieved. 2 minutes and 2:47 to be added by 2:48 seconds to be marked on to 3:10. And this is my brand new record, folks. That's how Faster Times gets it done. One touring car complete and well checked to be marked complete. Here comes 5 street racing events, folks. So I'm about to get ready to start the first one. So I'll have to pick the Marcos Cab service vehicle of the Proto HuP One will be taking place in the sleeper. Cartoon Team Effect is now going in on to session, and also to have 4 opponents to have a good even well balance. But it looks very cool and cartoonish to have elements such as moving headlights, taillights, and an antenna with a pointing fingers that tells the player where to go to during race. But it looks very awesome to have a nice cab vehicle to be labeled as a service vehicle. So I'm about to be ready to try this out. Looks so cartoonish and very well driven to see how many Crew 2 players can actually really might have to get this one until the event is over. Here I come, folks. This cab is about to get ready to go zany.
I'm sending happy winning thoughts.
First place I go, and the cab is gonna be quite going awesome to take the lead. Just like any other service vehicle who don't like being any cartoonish, but only this one does, it's gonna be quite going awesome to be driving around in Los Angeles. By the look of the pointing figure when I'm directing, it's gonna be quite giving some suitable directions. Okay, this one's gonna be on the left. Just gonna have to keep going around. There's the checkpoint. That's where I'm going at. Okay, right turn. Got it. Okay, checkpoint clear. So I hope I could probably have to change the stance into crazy taxi mode. Jeez, the handling looks so crazy to be driving around onto this cab. But it's also to be as an addition to be sponsored by Marcos Cab Company. Gonna have to take that drift. Oops. Well, maybe some cartoon sound effects whenever it comes in to do some crashing. Alright, looks like gonna have to take that one good different direction. What the? Did I just turn left? Well, no matter it was, but it was actually turning a little bit crazy, but over to the max. Alright, so looks like lap number 1 is going to be clear. Onward to lap number 2. But yeah, the pointing figure is trying to telling me something. I know how this cab is gonna be a little bit despicable. Don't want to do any more taunting. I just might need to do a lot of focus. Okay, all clear. Now for the right turn. Keep a good steady pace. Okay, looks like there's several pedestrians on the streets. Gonna have to be a little bit more careful because this cab barely tries to do a well stable balance. Keep going forward. Now gonna have to take the left turn. Do a drift. Okay. Now, luckily, I have to try to make a good clear route without any mistake. Okay, looks like that was a barely late breaking point. Come on, just gonna have to keep it up. Finish line is just right up ahead. Okay, 1 street race down, and 4 street race to go. Road to platinum, all good and checked. And let's see for the activity performance. Over 60,000 points. Well, still try to get used to it, because the cartoonish Proto HuP One Marco's cab is actually tries to make its own handling condition. It actually turns out to have some settings was actually turns out the unexpected. But it doesn't show the horsepower and the top speed. But this one is definitely might be quite good for this ride. Not to worry folks, attempt number 2 will have to go over to have a good successful clean run, but it was definitely might be goes a little bit more crazy for this cab, because it might be depends on for this habits was actually quite need to do some tuning work on suspensions. So let's get this show on the road.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
That's more like it. Keep a good well balance, staying on the right direction, and take the left turn. There you go, right at the good respawn. So maybe I could probably have to take a good look at the interior view. Looks very good, and also putting up with a service to be sponsored by Marco's Cab. Just like the original Proto HuP One to be labeled as any other kinds of different specs depends on which type of versions whenever you're gonna have to use. Just like the first installment in the crew. But it has different kinds of spec of every kinds of hot rod except the Doom Buggy was actually to be not part of it. Gonna have to go drive around and pass through on every checkpoints to be around the course. But this inside looks very fascinating. Okay, on to that part whenever it comes in to do some hitting. Gonna have to take that jump. Can I make it? Nope! It happens to me again. Man, no matter how the handlings of the tires was actually turns out to be a little bit crazy, but give it depends to be on the medium. Okay, the pointing is gonna be quite giving some good directions. Now gonna have to go early braking. So I finally got 2 stances for this cab to be used. Clean or crazy taxi stance. That makes the only differences comes in by the handling. Now gonna have to go over onto the right turn. Keep a good hard right. Checkpoint clear. And goes in onto the next street. But yes, I guess this cab may be quite feeling alive. But I bet the headlights was actually to be well shaking around. And also the tail lights, indeed. Okay, looks like the checkmark barrier sign just barely took a hit. Now, looks like gonna have to do the same thing. Haha! What can I tell you? Well, saved by hitting the tree. Good grief. And here comes the finish line. Well, first place at the podium, and this cab is almost driving me a little bit crazy. Not a problem. Not a problem at all for having an activity performance. So I have to make sure to skip before moving on to take the next event goes on to be in the restricted. So maybe I should probably have to go over on to the mixed event. that might be goes a little bit more surprising will be taking place in American Petrol Race for the Rallycross event. But street racing goes for a temporarily, folks. So I'm about to show you guys to have a good, introduction to have a different kind of a UDRS livery goes in to have a transportation service. Depends on two types for having some passengers and carrier. So I'm about to be going recommended to be on the selection. So I'm about to have my Lamborghini Gallardo LP 574 Super Leggera is now ready to take on to be in the selection of UDRS Passport cabs will be on the roll. So how do you guys think? You like it? Very good. Now, let's get ready to hit the dirt and drive fast for a supercar will go extreme.
3.
This will be the first test to be using with a Lamborghini Gallardo to be outfitted with a UDRS to have a title passport cabs to be equipped with a taxi rooftop.
You're so
Just gonna have to go in and take the first position in the lead. Climbing up on top of the hill will be reached over onto the dirt and tarmac to be in the asphalt. There you go. Boost them up. Keep a good steady pace to be on the inside to have a good shade. Luckily for the taxi rooftop is barely made a good turning on. Gonna have to turn up whenever it comes in to take a daylight. Keep going forward and have that good handling power slide drip to be putting up with a yellow poly smoke. But here comes the ski jump, viewers. Gonna have to go faster by taking a good extreme. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Having a good 100% touchdown and taking a good braking point to be moved over towards the end of the first lap. Alright, quick as good recovery. Now onward to lap number 2. How excited to see how faster can the Gallardo can actually to be putting up with some good styles with some liveries I just made for myself. But it's about to go back to be on the shades. Turning up the taxi rooftop will be going in. It then turns off when daylight comes out again. Keep going. Everything has to do it much perfectly to have the first ever video segment. We'll be doing some taxicab vehicles. One for the livery to be titled with a UDRS for the passport cabs is going to be quite giving a good transportation to be part of the main division. Finish line is just up ahead and taking a good stopping point to be in first place. Mud everywhere and Rallycross event is complete. Also for the mixed event is going to be quite giving a good interesting challenge. Off-road for the supercar means having a good skill to be well achieved. So I guess the next day is going to have to get a lot of full energy, so I hope I could probably have to continue on for only 3 more to go by having some street race disciplines. Next up, going over on to the strip south for the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S will be at Las Vegas. 400,000 followers, I can go for it. I can go for a challenge, so I hope I could probably have to do for another challenge. We'll be racing with the taxicab vehicles. We'll be putting up with another UDRS passport cab livery that I just made for myself since I have uploaded for a YouTube video for a presentation. But it looks very sporty, but also to be as equipped with a taxi rooftop to be doing the same thing. Just like the Mazda MX-5 Roadster is actually quite putting up with a first generation model in the 1980s model to be in the late. But here it is, you guys. Better have to make sure to have a good debut look, to have a nice presentation, and it's going to be quite good to be colored in yellow to be labeled as the official. So it's all set and ready to go to have an 801 horsepower and the top speed of 226 miles per hour. It's time to get ready to go crazy taxi to have a nice street race to be in Las Vegas. It's going to get a lot of good dirty race, but sometimes having a clean race is going to be very challenging by the chance, just like I just used the Camaro CL1 to be labeled as an Icon 100 vehicle. So let's do this.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
Head start I go, and Pat, gonna have to take a while. Gonna have to master this course without getting caught in the collision by taking a contact. That's the ticket. Just gonna have to drift around. Take that jump, pull the brake, and do a power slide grip. Going in towards the hangar. I hope I could probably have to take a lot of good mobility balance whenever it comes in to take a lot of speed for using this Porsche. Active wing is up. Gonna have to take the left side by doing a shortcut. It's more like it. Slow down and keep it steady. Lap number 1 clear is going to be a little bit start. Now, gonna have to go aggressive in the final lap. Checkpoint clear. So despite for any kinds of street race vehicles to be suitable to be dressed up as taxicabs, however, it could be also to be used as a courier service, but not also for picking up clients for taking some destination. But the goods is actually to be doing the same function like rocket company. But it definitely depends on for each job types for only 2 types of disciplines to be using for the street race or hypercar disciplines whenever you're gonna have to be. Final stretch is up ahead, and take that podium for the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S will be at the goal. That's more like it, and giving some nearly towards 100,000 points in the exact range. 90,469 points. I could probably have to do this for doing the main part of the segment, viewers. So it's going to be quite good to have an ordinary street race to be job well done. The strips out for the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S is now finished, and here we go for only 2 stunt events from the agency. Traffic Jam and Dallas Rush. 4 Crown Victoria Marcos Cab and Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Now, I hope I could probably have to go in and use the Cadillac Coupe de Ville. It's definitely the first one we'll be ready to try out. But it looks classic and very good variation to be labeled as a regular model. But same thing as the Marcos Cab version for this same car is actually turns out to be as a service vehicle. So, here it is right now, the 1949 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Classic and well driven to be ready to go for having a stunt event to be doing the different role in the agency. But the identity of this livery design belongs to Mr_Fix_It for doing a good fantastic job to have a good replica of the Marcos Cab company to be labeled as a non-service vehicle. Just like the service vehicle version of the Coupe de Ville was actually turns out to become as identical. So let's give it a try to see how faster can a classic car can actually do some tricks and skills. Gonna have to get ready to do for a different set. Let's go and get this show on the road, folks.
The clock's ticking. Give us a lot of action scenes.
Live action scenes? You got it, Laura. Gonna have to go in and smash some crates, doing some near miss, and giving a little bit chances by doing some drift. Here comes the shortcut. Gonna have to do the main part. And doing some air jump. Alright. Like a very good definition of Crazy Taxi in a different movie set. Roll the film, viewers. Let's see some good actions and take some good perfection. But it might be possible by any chances we'll have to do the method until the time runs out. Gonna have to keep an eye out. Okay, very good. Gonna have to take that bent, proceed, and take the precision.
A true trickster.
More like a true taxi drifter. Alright, here comes. Smash that billboard and press on. Oof. That was barely took a single contact. Almost there. Gonna have to reach up by the halfway mark.
Don't faint.
Now comes in to do the special.
Some jump.
Hit the nitro and take that good extreme jump.
Oh, my clutch.
Wow. That was a pretty excellent drift. Close call and giving some good action stunt. Alright, 2 minutes left. Gonna have to press forwards. Boost them up, smash that billboard.
Scratches.
There you go. Now gonna have to do some more big air jump.
Don't faint.
Yeah. Drive crazy and do a different role of a taxi driver like you mean it. Here it comes. Oh man. Bummer. Almost barely had that good perfection entrance.
Lost any teeth?
Alright, just gonna have to take the right turn. Press on. It's only down for a minute left. There you go.
Don't get hurt.
So let's do this. Gonna have to go on the ace course. How am I doing, folks?
Call.
Still doing great, but it's gonna have to get a little bit nearly there until time runs out in about 34 seconds. Gonna have to pick up the pace.
Ticking.
Okay, keep going. It's not that far.
Close call.
And here it comes. Jump towards the finish line. Yeah. Right at the smack onto the billboard sign of the Shadow character. 56,992 points. On to the activity performance. But it was alright. It was an A-OK crazy taxi stunt event turns out to become great. For only one more event to go, one stunt event is about to be ready to take on to be in Traffic Jam. After Dallas Rush is marked on the check, so I'm about to be ready to show you guys to have another UDRS livery to be titled with the pasteboard cabs on the Ford Crown Victoria to be in the service vehicle. Color yellow, and also to have a blue and white decals to be on the side between the front and back. And here it is. So how do you guys think? Service number 3824 will be ready to go to be on the set, will be taking place in New York City. But it's gonna get a lot of crazy stunt jump moments out there, so do your best and work hard to climb up onto the 100,000 points to be on the ranks. Let's get it on.
Time's running out. Rack up the most stunts.
One stunt action in the taxi cab coming right up. Let's jump on the rails I go and take the 3 crates we'll do the left side. Solid landing and take the left turn by the next checkpoint. Area clear, moving on to take the second area. Jump through onto the construction site to take the good clear position, dive down, and take a good look onto the crates. Gonna have to slow down and do a lineup pile up. There you go. Save it for the 2 for last. Now move on to take the next area, folks. How pretty awesome to see how the taxi cab can do some skills in action. But it takes a lot of good skills to do some near misses whenever it comes in to do some traffic.
Tight, but safe.
Here goes the jump, hit the nitro, and goes over to have a chance to do some drift.
Oh, my clutch.
Almost there, just gonna have to peek a little bit halfway through. Go on to have an increased speed. that was a close call, but a single scratch just barely slows down.
A true trickster.
U-turn. Now gonna have to go over onto the other direction. Oncoming traffic, here I go. There we go. Now gonna have to hit the U-turn again, going over onto the same route. Gonna have to make sure if I could probably have to beat King22_JT's score record is definitely might be the main part.
Alternate teeth.
Here comes the billboard, gonna hit it. Clear the path and take some double times onto the landing ground.
Don't faint.
Smooth drift and finally beat my player's ally's best time. There you go. Gonna have to take a few lined up to do the pile up or some crate smashing. Jump around 2 times. Oh boy, so far so close. Now, gonna have to aim towards the tractor, so this will have to give a good clear path. Safe and clear procedure. Touchdown for the cab. Almost there, viewers. The points will be racking up to be reached up by 50,000. Keep going forward. Only 50 seconds left.
A true trickster.
Cab drifter indeed. And press forward.
Oh, my God.
Haha, yes. Smashing it around with some objects. That's what the taxi driver can do.
Don't faint.
30 seconds left. Gonna have to keep going.
Don't jump.
Press on. And this is gonna be it. Only a few more points to go.
Tight, but safe.
And there you go. 50,000 points. Finally did it and reached up by having a good chance to be on the 100,000 points. So let's see how the activity performance maybe comes in to do the main outcome. But very good to be added with 886 points. But it was alright. 61,000 points was actually doing okay, by the way. But it was so brilliant to have a taxi stunt event to be in the agency, folks. Crazy, but driving in a taxi cab turns out to do some more chances to be going over onto some events. We'll be doing some chances to catch up onto the 100,000 points on every specific events to be in the street race discipline. So looks like I just finally made it on to the platinum category at rank 6,922nd place. But it was definitely alright, by the way, but it's very challenging and very hard, but also goes for the Caboom moment. It's going to be quite going cartoonish, is definitely might be turned out to become brilliant. So I hope I could probably have to get 2 rewards until the event is over. But it's going to be quite giving a lot of good cartoon moments to be driving around for the live summit event to be in the 3rd time. Next up, Chevy Addict is now going in to be featured for the next live summon. We'll be doing some good different set of rewards, including a Chevy Camaro SS Drag Race Edition, along with some 7 parts to be in the drift discipline with legendary parts, labeled to be boosted, and a score breaker will be needed as well. Just you wait, folks. I'm about to bring out all kinds of different Chevy vehicles goes over to have different disciplines to take on in the 4th event. Thank you for tuning in to my video, folks. I hope you really enjoy. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads to be turned on, and the links on the description down below if you really want to see more. You can check it out on Instagram, DeviantArt, GT Planet, and other social media platforms if you really want to follow me. And don't forget to support my main project, Vision Total Drama, the next chapter of the Total Drama fan art to support the community. I'll be see you guys next time for continue on in the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I will see you later in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean. Bye.